So now we're gonna peel this nigger's cap back.
Now what the fuck is his name?
It's Black Jack, ho. That's right. That's right. Shout out to my
A
car.
lot of these black guys today, these gangster type guys, they all got names like that they make up for themselves.
Is that true?
Sure. He means like the rappers. You know, the rappers. They all got names like that. Snoop Doggy Dogg, Ice Cube, Q-Tip, Method Man.
I don't know anything about that. But it makes me think about Indians. You know, they got names like Red Cloud, Black Elk.
Yeah, Indians, niggas, same thing, same thing.
Same.
Remember that big Indian dude in that movie? Mm-hmm. He was cool.
You know, I think you're not supposed to say Indian either.
No way, really?
Yeah. I think you're supposed to call them African Americans. African Americans.
African Americans?
It comes as a great shock to discover that Gary Cooper killing off the Indians when you were rooting for Gary Cooper, that the Indians were you.
You big dummy. You's a real naga, throw a feather up. Tribe up, my naga, put your bows and arrows up. The stronghold of the naga and they scared of us. They try to dumb a naga down, but we level up. Big dummy. Yeah. Strictly for my nagas.
Africa. I remember when they were marching, people started screaming in the suburbs, back to Africa with them, back to Africa with who? Shit, I ain't never been to Africa. Don't send me home, send me to St. Louis, Missouri. Big dummy. 44, 61 in right, top floor. Africa, what the hell I look like? Standing in the jungle with a $750 mohair suit and some alligator shoes. That's not hunting garb. I'm here all the way.
Tribe up, my naga, we about to go in. Hit that light, salute. You a real one, hit that light. All the fakers hit that dislike. We about to talk about the noble savage. We're gonna try, but we're gonna give everybody a chance to get in the building before we begin. By the way, I'm Black Jack. Salute. Hit the like. Hit the like if you a real one. We about to have a conversation, y'all. The noble savage. Arbonne Savage, the noble savage. About to talk about it, y'all. Try but hit the like, share the video, subscribe. And we count down by 2 minutes and 30 seconds, and we're gonna get started, y'all. We're gonna give everybody a chance to get in the dope. Drive up, my naga, hit the like. Hit me in the chat. Let me know where you at. We're talking to Noble Savage, y'all. Good Savage. Countdown 2 minutes. www.strictlyformynagas.com. We just talking to Noble Savage, y'all. The Noble Savage. You ever heard of that? Arbon Savage. Arbon Savage. The Noble Savage, y'all. We about to talk about it. 45 seconds countdown. Get the lights. Subscribe to the channel. Share the video. We just talking to Noble Savage. Stronghold of the color races. Off the color race. Strictly for Managas.com. 15 seconds and counting. We're gonna get the show on the road. Everybody hit that like. Let's go. Great day. Welcome to the House of Masculinity. We back once again on Blackjack. It's Sunday night, April 16, 2023. Shout out to my comrade. Shout out to the tribe. But Manal, hit the like button, share the video. You rocking with the Golden Goose. Feel me? Salute. About to have a conversation. Tribe up, Maxine Cross in the house. Salute, Maxine Cross. Salute. You want to support the channel, hit the like button. Share the video, subscribe to the channel, man. You want to support your brother, support a Naga, man. A Naga gotta support a Naga, man. If we want to get anywhere, y'all hit that like, hit that subscribe, share the video to every Naga you know. Salute. Let me turn the volume down. I'm Blackjack, by the way, once again. About to have a conversation about the Noble Savage tonight, y'all. The Noble Savage, Arbon Savage. Have you ever heard of that? If you ain't, I'm gonna make sure you heard of it tonight. Salute. We got 5 people watching. We got 5 people watching, y'all. We ain't got but 2 likes. Salute. We got some pretendians in the house. Salute. You big dummy. Hit that like if you a real one. If you a fake one, hit that dislike. The Noble Savage. Y'all ever heard of that? I got a picture right there. They say that's the Noble Savage. That's a painting there. We're going to talk about it tonight. We're going to have a conversation about this Noble Savage. This quote unquote Noble Savage. Arbon Savage. And that's French. Arbon Savage. Arbon Savage. That's French, y'all. Arbon Savage. And it's translated in English to the Noble Savage. So that's what we're going to have a conversation about tonight. Now, so I know everybody got to get up and work in the morning, so I ain't going to hold y'all too long. But we gonna talk, y'all. Y'all ready to talk? Hit me up in the chat. Let me know where you at. Tribe up. Let's dig into it. Let's get down to business, y'all. Y'all know I like to get straight to the point. Let's go. The Noble Savage. Are we on Wikipedia? The hijack. Salute. You big dummy. We're gonna take it for what it is. And y'all see where I got the picture from for the thumbnail. The thumbnail. Let's take out the picture of a so-called Native American. Quote unquote supposed to be an American Indian. Salute. You big dummy. But I think over on this side of town, we know better than that by now. But anywho, we're gonna dodge the hijack. We're gonna keep our third eye open, and we're gonna dodge all third eye mind tricks. We know a book a day keep a dummy away. You big dummy. And we like to read over here. We read the fine print, the bad body print, all the print, you know what I'm saying? So let's go. The Noble Savage from Wikipedia. For other use to see Noble Savage. Like I say in French, it's Arbonne Savage. Arbonne Savage. And that's where we get it from, the French. We get it from France. Arbonne Savage. So let's see what the French was talking about. See what the French was talking about with this Arbonne Savage. Okay, let's start. In Western anthropology, philosophy, and literature, the noble savage is a stock character who is uncorrupted by civilization. As such, the noble savage symbolizes the innate goodness and moral superiority of a primitive people living in harmony with nature. The heroic drama of the stage play The Conquest of Granada by the Spaniards in 1672, John Dryden represents the noble savage as an archetype of man as creature of nature. Yeah, we talked a little while back about Granada and people wanting to apologize about enslaving the indigenous Tamaricans in Granada. We just did something on that. Let's continue. Okay, right here. The intellectual politics of the Stuart Restoration, 1660 to 1688, expanded Dryden's playwright usage of savage to denote a human wild beast and a wild man, concerning civility and incivility in the inquiry concerning virtue or marriage, 1699. The philosopher Anthony Ashley Cooper, all right, 3rd Earl of Shaftesbury, said that men and women possess an innate morality, a sense of right and wrong conduct, which is based upon the intellectual and the emotions and not based upon religious doctrine. All right, so before we go further, let's take a look at the noble savage again. So they say, right? It's a painting. It's a historical, so-called historical painting. We know it's most likely hijacked, because we know they'll do a double take on the painting. They'll do a 180 and switch it up on us. They say the death of General Wolfe, 1771, features a noble savage Indian. Okay, so the noble savage American Indian, right? Observing the behaviors of civilized British soldiers, facing the battlefield death of their commanding officer, Benjamin West. Detail. All right, so they say that's the noble savage and American Indian, right? Keep that in mind. Let's roll on. The noble savage, Arbonne Savage, the American Indian, huh? Let's continue. In the philosophic debates of 17th century Britain, the inquiry concerning virtue or merit was the Earl of Shaftesbury's ethical response to political philosophy of Leviathan, 1651, in which Thomas Hobbes defended absolute monarchy and justified centralized government as necessary because the condition of man in the apolitical state of nature is a war of all against all, for which reason the lives of men and women are solitary, poor, nasty, brutish, and short, without the political organization of people and resources. The European Hobbes gave as example the American Indians as people living in the bellicose state of nature that precedes tribes and clans organizing into the societies that compose a civilization. So they say they ain't had no civilization. They say uncivilized. They say the American Indians was uncivilized. They call them savages, right? Let's proceed. In 18th century anthropology, the term noble savage, then denoted nature's gentleman, an ideal man born from the hold on, let me start over, y'all. Forgive me. In 18th century anthropology, the term noble savage then denoted nature's gentleman, an ideal man born from the sentimentalism of moral sense theory. In the 19th century, in the essay The Noble Savage, 1853, Charles Dickens rendered the noble savage into a rhetorical oxymoron by satirizing the British romanticization of primitivism in philosophy and in the arts, and in the arts made possible by moral sentimentalism. So he made a joke of it. He made a joke. He says oxymoron. He's talking about the noble. He said the noble savage. He said it's oxymoron. The origins. The 16th century. The stock character of the noble savage originated from the essay of Cannibals, 1580, about the Tupinamba people of Brazil. Okay, American Indians, Tamaricans, right? That's where it originated, right? When the philosopher Michael de Montaigne presents Nature's Gentleman, the born savage, counterpart of civilized Europeans in the 16th century. So, you know, they call them savages. That's what we see. Hey, salute to Taz Cole, CEO. Salute. You know what I'm saying? Taz Cole in the house. Tribe up. All right. So they calling the Nagas in Brazil's cannibals and calling them savages. All born savage. The French doing all this. The 17th century. The first usage of the term noble savage in English literature occurs in John Dryden's stage play The Conquest of Granada by the Spaniards, 1672, about the troubled love of the hero Almanzar and the Moorish beauty Almahide. Oh, the Moorish beauty Almahide. We might have to take a dig on that one, y'all, who the Moorish beauty Almahide was, in which the protagonist defends his life as a freeman by denying a prince's right to put him to death because he is not a royal subject of the prince. I am as free as nature first made man. Ere the base laws of servitude began, when wild in woods the noble savage ran. Dryden likely learned the term noble savage from the history of New France. France, y'all. Histoire de la Nouvelle France, 1609, by the explorer Marc Lescarbot, about his expedition to the colony of Acadia. That's in Canada, North America, in Acadia, 1606 to 1607, in French North America, which contains a chapter titled "The Savages Are Truly Noble," that discusses the apolitical freedom of the American Indians to hunt game, unlike in monarch Europe, where hunting is a right exclusive to the aristocracy. So in Europe, if you ain't part of the Queen family, your ass better not be hunting. They say that's their animals. They might kill your ass. Pay up. Hey, but over in America, the quote-unquote noble savage said he was born free and it was his right to hunt. Hey, so as an explorer of lands unknown to European white men, unknown, as an explorer of lands unknown to European white men, but plenty known to quote-unquote black men and black women, the Frenchman Lescarbot had a positive perception of the native Indian cultures of North America, unlike the English negative cultural preconceptions about the savage who is not English, based upon expansionist conflicts with the Irish pastoralists, the English isolation from Europe, and the English cultural denigration of their continental neighbors. Now, we're gonna stop right here for a minute before we go to 18th century. I just want y'all to notice one thing. They ain't said nothing about an African so far when they talking savages. They talking straight up American Indians. We at the beginning, we went from 1500 to where it started, off from Brazil to up in North America and Canada and the French Louisiana, right? We discuss our born savage, nothing to do with an African. Let's continue. 18th century. By the 18th century, Montaigne's predecessors to the noble savage, nature's gentleman, was a stock character, usual to the sentimental literature of the time, for which a type of non-European other became a background character for European stories about adventurous Europeans in strange lands beyond continental Europe. For the novels, the opera, and the stage plays, the stock of characters include the virtuous milkmaid and the servant more clever than the master. The servant more clever than the master. The virtuous milkmaid and the servant more clever than his master. Sancho Panza and Figaro, literary characters who personify the moral superiority of working class people in the fictional world of the story. In English literature, British North America was the geographic locus classicus for adventure and exploration stories about European encounters with noble savages. Let me rewind that for my noggins in the back that's kind of sleepy. They got to get up in the morning. It said in English literature, British North America was the geographic locus classicus for adventure and exploration stories about European encounters with the noble savage natives. North America, out y'all. Noble savages, North America. One more time, let's show what the hijacks said they look like before we get into the real. They say this is the Audubon noble savage, the American Indian, right? Not an African, right? Well, we know that ain't the real American Indian. Let's proceed on to this one.
We on en.bab.la dictionary, French to English. What is the translation of Bond Savage in English? Bond Savage. Bond Savage. Bond Savage. Noble Savage.
Noble Savage.
Bon Sauvage.
Bon Sauvage. Noble Savage, right? Bon Sauvage. Noble Savage. That's what Bon Sauvage means. And if you know a little bit of French, you know that the word R or AU means the. R is the. Bon Sauvage, Noble Savage, right? Translation, Bon Sauvage. Babylon, Bon Savage, right? And over here,
Noble Savage.
The eroticization and trafficking of women in Latin America and the Caribbean was bound up with the myth of the noble savage. All right, we still talking Americas in the Caribbean. We ain't talking Africa, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Y'all hit that like button, hit that subscribe. You know, we talking real history over here. We going to the origination of the word Bon Savage from the French savage, the savage, talking in the Americas. The so-called quote unquote New World, right? Studies in 18th century culture, savages, nobles, and otherwise in the French Enlightenment, right? Yeah, we know we talking the French. And in lieu of an abstract, here's a brief excerpt of the content. Savages, nobles, and otherwise in the French Enlightenment. Michel Buchanan. The notion of the French philosophy's humanistic view of the savage continues to find wide acceptance along the belief in the capital role played by Montaigne and Rousseau in the development and concretization of the concept of the noble savage. Both commonplaces having too long served as a springboard for studies of philosophical, aesthetic, political, and economic issues should now take their place among the myths which undergo the thesis of the nobility of man in nature. Okay, so we're talking about the nobility of man, right? They're saying that this is the noble savage. Well, let's see what else the French got to offer on the truth about the noble savage. Cause we talking all hijacks. We about to turn up. We ain't going for no hijacks. What did the French really tell us the noble savage look like? They want to show us a $5 pretending a fake ass red man. Y'all know won't play no games over here. I put that on the thumbnail for a reason. Salute to George Richard III. Huntsville, Alabama niggas in the house. You know what I'm saying? My Cleveland niggas in the house. Tasco CEO in the house. Salute to the tribe. You know what I'm saying? Maxine Cross in the house. They trying us showing a fake ass red man. Talking about the French. But why when the French made their motherfucking clocks with an Arbonne Savage, it was a nigga, a nigar, antique consulate. We done looked at it before, but we gonna dig deeper. Antique consulate period, Arbonne Savage, right? American Indian, Pendule, nigga. Mantle clock of El Amarique, not no fucking Africa. Y'all think I'm playing over here? Y'all think I'm fucking playing? I ain't gotta do too much over here, man. We can do one video and shut this shit the fuck down. They talking about Arbonne Savage, El Amarique. You gonna a Negre, huh? A Nigar. You know what I'm saying? Should have pissed me off sometime, man. I know I get kind of animated on y'all sometime, but I'm just tired of the nonsense. I'm tired of the fakers coming out of sideways talking about who he is and who he ain't, and they think we dumb. And the French antique consulate period, Arbonne Savage. All that we just read about American Indian Arbonne Savage, and you want to tell me, or you want to show me a fucking fake ass red man? But on your motherfucking clock, you told the truth and you put the nigga there, and you told him it was the nigga, Nigar, Blackie, Blackamore, whatever you want to call it, Amarique, American Indian. Don't come at my tribe, man, with that sideways shit, man. Trying us talking about who we ain't from Africa, man. Guess what? Man, you can get it. Arbonne Savage. Arbonne, the present design. This is another Arbonne Savage. Arbonne Savage with his arrows on his back. What you want to tell me you're African? Man, it's House Masculinity, by the way. We study on real history. We won't go for no $5 hijack for the school system. You know what I'm saying? Manhattan Project, salute, $5. Banning the $5 Indian, salute. Manhattan Project in the house. And by the way, salute to Managa. Anthony W. Morgan, he hit me up with the $6 cash out Friday afternoon, you know what I'm saying, after the show. You know what I'm saying? Salute to Anthony W. Morgan. Brother always supporting. You know what I'm saying? Man, we dig on real history, man. Albarn Savage, y'all. Tell me, anytime you see Albarn Savage, you know what it is. Yeah, they might try to, up in the new 20th century, 21st century, they might try to tag in the African. You might see them tag African with it, right? Try to switch you up, try to fool you. But we just read all about, we just did all the history on the Albarn Savage and who they was calling the savages. They tried to fool us a couple times, but we know it's the American Indian, the Nigar, the Nigre, the Niglet, you little Niglet, you little pickaninny. How many names they got for a Naga? The American Naga, right? The Nigre. Amarik, the Tamarikan. Man, we just rubbing it in, man. What the pretendians at, man? If you're a pretendian in the house, hit the dislike or go on and hit me in the chat. Let me know what's up. I got 9 Nagas watching. If I got 9 Nagas watching and they see what I'm showing, all they have 9 likes. If I ain't got 9 likes, I know I got some pretendians in here.
Biatch. You big dummy.
Hit the like. Share the video, my Naga. Share the video to the most pan-African Naga you know. Share the video to a Naga you know trying to run to Africa. Back the way he never been. He trying to go back to Africa. Never been there. His ancestors buried here. This Albarn Savage nigga want to go to Africa, y'all. You Albarn Savage, Amarik Nigre. What the fuck you doing in Africa? That's where you want to go, homie? Your ancestors fought and died here, coward. Pan-African coward. Fight for what's yours. The fuck you gonna run from? Who you scared of? Ain't you the savage, my Naga? Tribe up. Start killing each other, my Naga. Save them bullies. They've been warning against you for a long time, my Naga, for a very long time. Save your ammo, my Naga. Tribe up. Hey, man, I'm Blackjack. This House Masculinity, man. Respect my house. We let the door now hit your ass with the multi split your ass. Especially if you want some $5 pretendian shit.
It comes as a great shock to discover that Gary Cooper killing off the Indians when you were rooting for Gary Cooper, that the Indians were you.
Use a real Naga, throw a feather up. Tribe up, my Naga, put your bows and arrows up. The stronghold of the Naga ain't scared of us. They try to dumb my Naga down, but we leveled up. Yeah. Strictly for my Nagas.
Africa. I remember when they were marching, people started screaming in the suburbs, back to Africa with them. Back to Africa with who? Shit, I ain't never been to Africa. You know, send me home, send me to St. Louis, Missouri. 4461 Enright, top floor. Africa, what the hell I look like? Standing in the jungle with a $750 mohair suit and some alligator shoes. Sit your $5 ass down before I make change. That's not hunting garb. I'm here all the way.